Hi, Arpit. Welcome to Global Influencers Hub. Here we talk about the life journeys and we cannot wait to deep dive into yours.
Absolutely.
What I mean by deep dive is actually taking you back to your childhood. So
Mhm.
tell us about Arpit as a child.
So I grew up in Allahabad. Both my parents were doctors. My father was always my first hero because he was a surgeon like me. But at that time, he was a very famous, bold surgeon. He used to save so many lives. So we used to coincidentally during my childhood, we used to live in our hospital only. So there was just a floor difference, and I used to see my dad saving so many lives. So I was always a very curious child. I used to ask him questions, why, how. And my name Arpit also means giver. So my literal name literally means to offer, and that
Right, right.
shaped me early on. I could see people that time were even touching my father's feet and telling him he's God, because he used to save so many lives. So that inspired me and inspired my early childhood.
Wonderful. So walk us a little bit through your through that part of the journey. Give us some examples of some of the what how questions as well. We would love to hear that as well.
During my early childhood.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
So, as I already told, my father and mother, they started a family-run hospital. I was born in '86. The hospital was born in 1988, so just 2 years later. And in the hospital in Allahabad, it's like a little third-tier city of India. So the hospital grew as I grew, and the patient loads kept on increasing. And in that time, UP, as you know, it's a little criminal mindset people also. So there was
Mhm,
many gunshot patients, many trauma patients which used to come. And
mhm,
Papa used to get up in early in the morning or late in the night and go and do massive surgeries and save this
mhm.
the patients.
The
So
people.
the people, yeah. So many times
Mhm,
during my childhood, I used to just walk into the OT with him, and obviously he made me wear a OT gown and all, and I was not scared of blood. I was just amazed at how a person coming so critical can still be saved, and I could literally see my father as a god or my idol. So then this kept on happening, and there was a time when around I was like class 4, and I got hit by glasses here. There's still a scar on my face, on my hand.
um, I know,
Big
okay.
scar. I got hurt by playing with my brother, and the glass pieces actually went inside my hand, and I could see the nerves and arteries bleeding. So coincidentally, my father and mother both were not in town that day. They had gone for some work to Lucknow. So I walked to the OT barefoot and removed some few pieces of glasses on my own, and I don't remember feeling any pain that time because it was a state of shock. And I just went into the OT. One of my surgeon, fellow Papa's friend, came as a surgeon and he stitched my hand. And I'm a surgeon now operating with my right hand. It is, again, I tell you, it's on my right wrist, the scar.
Wow. So it's kind of is it's in the blood.
Absolutely, I believe that it's in the blood, but ultimately you follow your own destiny. So I think
That's right.
universe had chosen this path for me, and I'm very happy with what I am today.
Hmm. Now, so your childhood ambition was also to be a doctor?
So medicine was always my dream. Seeing my father, I never actually had a plan B. Though early childhood, I wanted to be an astronaut because, but always my attitude of helping people always kept on taking over. So
Mm-hmm.
over time, as I have grown as a doctor, I realized that I just don't want to help people, but I strongly want to help the planet, my Mother Earth, because say that openly in my journey that nature has been my biggest teacher, because I've been apart from connected as a medical profession, I've been always through my childhood being connected to nature. So as I tell you, during my early childhood, I was living in a hospital only just on one floor up. Then thankfully, because I didn't get any outdoor activities, my life around my parents' life was quite stressful. So my mother took a brilliant decision to put me to Mayo College Ajmer, a boarding school in Ajmer. And
Okay.
there was I went there in class 4th. I was there for 4 years, and there my connection to nature started, my bird watching, my hobbies. and it truly changed me as a person. Before going to Mayo College, I was a very introvert person, and I became completely extrovert yet deeply connected to nature in when I came back from Mayo. So I've over a time I've realized this. I just don't want to help people, and I want to help Mother Nature. And by so now this journey which I'm following, medicine 3.0, longevity, being a surgeon, also practicing surgery, and
Mm-hmm.
being a scuba diver, being a bird watcher. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
everything is falling in place because I
Mm-hmm.
can see that with the gut is one of the biggest issues, and people don't realize it that all chronic issues are ideally start in the gut. And
Got.
uh, as the medicine increased, as the technology increased, we developed antibiotics few years back. Same time we developed pesticides, fertilizers, chemicals, and it was the same journey which has been destroying our own inner biodiversity as the we have been destroying the planet's biodiversity. And if you connect the two and you try to conserve both together as a super organism which we actually truly are,
Mm.
then we can ourselves remain healthy, and even the planet, we can do great things for the planet. Humans are very selfish creatures. If you want, they have to be made realize that conserving the biodiversity of the planet is actually going to directly help you, not
Okay.
indirectly.
Directly.
Hmm.
I think that's a great message. Very powerful one, of course. So tell us about the first time you were in the OT.
So
What kind of feeling was that?
So when I first again, I there was a critical case which my father said, and he just randomly asked, "Okay, I'm going to operate this critical case. Do you want to come in?" So I instinctively said yes. And when I walked into the OT with my father, the moment seeing precision, silence, and hope actually come to live, I knew this was my path. And there was no, I was not just scared of blood. I don't know where it came from, probably by keep looking at my father all the time. So I was just not scared of blood. Actually, I was very excited to be inside the OT.
Wonderful. That is fantastic. So how old were you?
I was in class fifth, so around maybe 8 9 years.
Wow. That's amazing. That's a fortunate kid, I must say. That's wonderful. So
There was
after
no
your
fortune right.
schooling,
Please.
so after your schooling, what happened? So you went through the traditional path of becoming a doctor.
Correct, correct. After my schooling, after my 12th, 11th, 12th, I did from Delhi, DPS Arkipuram. And after that, I went to medical college in
Mm,
Mumbai. Then during medical college, slowly, advancements of laparoscopy had started to come. My father was an open surgeon, and
mm,
laparoscopy was just coming in when he was in his peak years. But
mm.
I simultaneously, I love technology also. So I always wanted to keep updated with the technology. I am also a robotic ready surgeon. I have done my robotic fellowship from UK. So
Fantastic.
and then my giver attitude kept on telling me to do things which people are more scared of. So there I picked up cancer as a specialization, because
Mm-hmm.
in cancer people feel hopeless, but I think now the journey and the time of era is that cancer is very hopeful, and there is nobody should be scared of cancer. You should
Mm-hmm.
just be aware of your body. If you can raise your awareness of your body, each
Mm,
cell can you can make aware, then you can avoid cancer. Is a very basic thing if you have reached that level of awareness, or if you're even working to reach that level of awareness. We should even target lifestyle diseases with the current traditional medicine has no answer, like
mm.
diabetes, hypertension, obesity, Alzheimer's, brain things. In this, the current medical tradition, the routine medicine has just the pills to subside the symptoms, not work as
Correct.
the root cause. So
No,
again, gut diversity, delving deeply into gut led me to this journey that I want to dive deep and try and heal the root causes. You might have heard that Ayurveda and things like that, sometimes they have reversal diabetes reversal clinics.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
I have traveled the world in this journey. I've been to Vegas. I already told you. I've been to LA. I
Mm-hmm.
just gave a keynote talk in one of the European summits, which is one of the biggest Europe biohacking and longevity event. So I've realized, and I'm already starting to practice all since couple of years by working on the root cause, reversing diabetes, obesity, and so many interesting hacks, science based, for even mental fog, anxiety,
Mm,
the
mm,
basic things which everybody is suffering. And I'm
mm.
very, very shocked to see that 20, 25, even 18 years old people, child, girl or boy, they come to my clinic. Most of the times, there's a gut brain connection you are aware of, I'm sure. So,
Yeah, of course.
a lot of people come to me with gut issues, of course, because I'm a gut specialist. But
Mm,
when I ask them deep questions, they tell me that I had anxiety and I went to this doctor, he gave me this anti-anxiety pill. So, like, it is, I think it is criminal to, anti-anxiety pills can definitely save lives. I'm not saying that they are wrong, but for a 20-year-old, 25-year-old, it is criminal. You have to get to the root cause of it. And maybe supplements like magnesium, which are completely natural and harmless, are more helpful in them.
absolutely. Well, can you tell, like, expand a little more on that? The mental fog part, what you just mentioned, and
So
what
mental
kind of.
fog and anxiety are like a very, very common thing, not just in India, but I think across the globe.
Absolutely, of course.
So the basics starts again when we have messed our own inflammatory cycle. So right now everybody consumes so many different things which are inflammatory to them. They read
Right.
articles, superfood, avocado is a superfood, strawberry is a superfood. I'm not denying that they are not superfoods, but again we have to understand deeply that we as humans, a normal human is approximately 50 trillion cells made in the body,
Mm,
and
mm,
uh, there are so much more than bacteria in our body. It like in a even in medical school, and even as children, even as a normal citizen being brought up in India, everybody
mm,
has been implanted this idea that bacteria is bad. So we
mm,
have to, I have taken it as a mission to change that perspective of everybody, that so many of the bacteria are good, and by using unnecessary antibiotics, by using fertilizers. Do you know, you when you do mouthwash, every
mm,
mouthwash has written clearly kills 99.99 bacteria of all bacteria. They have clearly written this statement. And what
mm.
about the good bacteria in our gut? What about the good bacteria in our mouth? And
That's all.
so many things have changed over the years. Initially we used to believe that genetics are everything, but genes are just the blueprint. Whether the
Mm,
genes will turn on of cancer, of or any disease, diabetes. So we had this notion that my father and mother had diabetes. For example, a patient walks into my clinic, he says that my father and mother both had diabetes, so I'm sure to get diabetes. That
mm,
was a notion like 20 years before, when the Human Genome Project was in all flow and everybody was discussing about it. But that notion has been broken now, I think, because
right.
genes
Right.
control 15 to 20% of their life, of our lives actually.
Mm,
They are definitely the blueprint. They are magical blueprint stored in the DNA, in our double helix structure inside the nucleus. But whether that gene will turn on or off depends on the environment
and
and
the lifestyle, I would say, right?
lifestyle actually. So the environment is not just the environment, it's the lifestyle, it's the
Mm,
epigenetics. So to explain for people easier, when you eat anything, your
mm,
body doesn't, for example, even let's talk about avocado, because since it is labeled as a superfood, if you eat an avocado, it is definitely superfood for 80-90% people, because they have the bacteria. Each food item is being digested by a different set of bacteria. And
mm,
for example, I'm very curious, I'm a health optimist, so I keep working on my health optimization. I fortunately don't have a disease, but I for curiosity, I got my own gut microbiome test, which is a very crucial step, which is changing the games these days. It's a very complicated test to study the results. So the
okay.
report came that I have 5,000 different species of bacteria, and
Wow.
number is obviously in trillions, in crores for
Mm,
Indians,
mm,
but number of species were 5,000 obviously.
mm,
So we have to understand, everybody has to understand, it's like a inner rainforest. Everybody's been to a rainforest some the other time. So whenever you go to a rainforest, there are huge green trees, there are some bushes, some small
yes.
trees, some
Right.
weeds, some fungi, some mushroom growing. So it's like an ecosystem, and that's exactly what is there inside our gut also. So you
Mm,
should not aim for 100% perfect gut. You should aim for It's like a rainforest. So my report said that around 5 to 10% of the bacteria were bad. It's okay. You have to be in the balance. So
Mm,
coming back to the avocado example, like 5,000 species are there. So when I eat an avocado, there is a specific bacteria which breaks the avocado into some butyrate producing substances, which are
mm,
very essential for our bacteria in our large colon or the gut colon.
mm,
If I have the bacteria, if the person has the bacteria, then avocado is definitely a superfood for them. But
mm,
those 10, 20, maybe 30% of people who don't have that bacteria to digest an avocado, avocado
mm,
can cause bloating, avocado can cause gastritis, avocado can cause pain. So it is
mm,
an inflammatory food for that specific person. So
mm,
any diet, you cannot go by guesswork. You should understand there are specific foods of which cause inflammation in your body, and that
mm,
is the root cause of cancer. That is the root cause of all lifestyle diseases, including diabetes, even for mental fog, also, even for
mm,
anxiety. So we need to uncover that. And one more issue, which is the issue, is specifically mental fog. Because since you asked me that question,
mm,
that the youngsters are partying at night. So when Mother Earth made us, we were hunter gatherers. We used to wake up with sunrise, and we used to naturally move to hunt for food. There was no exercise. Then we made our lives comfortable, so comfortable that by a press of a button on Zomato or Swiggy, the food comes to us. So we had to invent exercise to burn those calories. Nobody used to
correct.
think about calories when we were living in hunter gatherer approach.
Mm,
And the other contrary is when the evening used to come in, the sun used to set, there was darkness. We used to probably light a fire, cook some meal, and then go to bed at 8 or as just an hour or two after sunset. So we would
mm,
get proper sleep. Sleep is super underrated. Even as a medical doctor,
mm,
teaching course, sleep was just touched upon. I think sleep is one of the most powerful things which has the potential to protect us from cancers, protect us from mental fog, protect us from anxiety, teach us to manage stress better in lives, teach us to be
absolutely.
practical in life, teach us to be more focused in life. So these
Mm,
are some free biohacks. I'm a
mm.
biohacker, so that is why I keep telling about biohacks.
Very good. Yeah, of course. Wonderful. Now, is there you were talking about, it can be applicable to a certain percent of people. Now, is there a way that a person can know that, okay, I fall into this group, I should eat avocado or I shouldn't eat avocado?
Yeah, there is a see more. There is two ways which you asked me. One way is you eat an avocado. You are absolutely aware of your body, or in case of not just avocado, anything, milk,
Right.
any wheat, and
Hmm.
you observe what happens to your body for 24 to 48 hours. And if you're really aware of your body will give you signals. It might whisper you, it might not scream every time, but it will give you signals if it is causing pain, bloating. So you have to make yourself so aware that if you get a pain ever in your abdomen, you are able to link it to what I ate, or did I drink less water, or did I
Mm,
sleep wrong. So if you're not, so there is one level of awareness which
mm,
sadly not most people is practically possible, because these signs are many people in India are nutrition deficient. So these are very vague signs. Body
mm.
doesn't give you very clear signals until unless you ask and you are really in sync with your biology. So that is why the hunter gatherers approach is the best example. We at that time we used to be in sync with our biology. We used to flow with our breath, and
Correct.
so that has gone wrong.
Okay, cool. Now,
Other way, if the people are not aware, then there's a gut microbiome test, which is
of
like
course.
a stool sample test. Initially we used to send some samples outside abroad, and they used to cost like 50, 60,000 bucks for that test. But now it is available in India. I'm working with a few companies. Decode Age is one of them, good ones, based in Bangalore. And so now the test is quite affordable, 10 to 12,000, and the results though take 4 to 6 weeks. So we need
Okay.
to understand that if we are wanting to fix the root cause, it is going to take some time. It is not a quick fix. All quick fixes are shortcuts. They're not don't work in the long run.
They don't really work in the long run. Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. Is there one patient case or story that still stays with you?
When during my early days, there was a young girl with colon cancer, and uh, she was, I think, 25 or 26. And sometimes, usually in young people, if they have cancer that is very aggressive. So I had counseled her. Cancer patients need more surgery, definitely, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, whatever the essential treatment, definitely, but they need emotional support.
They
They
do.
need counseling, which is lagging in India because of so much population. Doctors can't give that much time. So, but I had counseled her, and she was a very, very patient listener. So, before
Hmm.
surgery, I had told her about all the risks. And then, when the surgery was done, and I told her that if everything went well, she just came and hugged me. I still remember that hug. I'll never forget that hug.
Oh, of course, of course. I'm so glad that you're talking about the softer parts of being a doctor as well,
Hmm.
because that is so important because it's always a mind body connection,
Absolutely.
you know. So I think that is so important. So, what is that one piece of advice that you carry with you from a senior surgeon or your dad or whoever it is that you looked up to?
One piece of advice which my father also used to give me, mainly I remember from my father, and I also remember from my HOD of my MS surgery days,
Mm,
is the moment you panic, your patient loses hope. So that is how a surgeon has to be there, balanced. And that is, I contribute my balance over the years to meditation, to spirituality, and even ice baths. I am a regular doer of ice baths. I've been doing it scientifically since last 2 years now, every almost day whenever I'm home. And
wow.
also biohacking and understanding the flow state. There is
Hmm,
something called as flow state. I think we are right now in flow, right? The conversation is happening in flow. We haven't I don't plan for things. Flow is, obviously, you have to put your attention and focus, but then it happens naturally. That is
hmm,
what flow is. And
hmm,
many people very commonly use the word flow in their conversations. But being a super curious person, as always, I delve deeply into the neuroscience of flow and what really happens in flow, how we can stay in more flow more often, and how everybody can have more flow in life. And
hmm,
this way, flow is a state where actually time literally expands. Many people ask me that I'm a surgeon, I'm a social media influencer, I'm a bird watcher, I'm a nature conservationist, I'm a marathon runner, I'm an underwater meditator, I'm a scuba diver. How do I
hmm,
manage this? So
hmm.
I answer them that the secret is not in the hours, it is in more flow state, because in flow state, time literally expands and your productivity goes to 500%. And
Wonderful.
through reading so many books, flow is reproducible. That is the thing. Everybody can get more flow in life if they follow a cycle. So I am taking lectures about this. I would love to teach this to more students, more younger crowd, because they are more neuroplastic, and
Correct.
their brain understand much more easily. It's not that
Hmm,
the adults are not neuroplastic, contrary to our older beliefs.
hmm. Okay. Wow. What's an unexpected thing that ever happened during a procedure?
There was this was a few years back. I was doing a gallbladder surgery only. That patient was really anxious, and so while giving her anesthesia, she started singing some bhajans, Hanuman Chalisa to be precise. And then OT suddenly became into a bhajan sandhya, and everybody was that feeling that flow. And I also let the person sing. Actually, asked my anesthetist to even play the Hanuman Chalisa so that the
Arey
person
wah.
can relax easier.
How wonderful, wonderful. Now, why is gut the real MVP of our body?
So you have must have heard gut is your second brain. It is
Yeah.
it truly is, and many times it is even more powerful than that. Not just the second brain, because of this beautiful nerve which I am very passionate about, and that's called the vagal nerve or the vagus nerve.
Hmm.
It's the parasympathetic nerve, and it's the main nerve which is responsible for your gut brain connection. And it has a very special characteristic that it is two-way nerve. Your whatever is in your gut transmits to your brain. Whatever is in your brain transmits to your gut. So
Wow. Yeah.
and so your gut actually decides your mood. Your gut decides your immunity. It's the first immune system, and it even is responsible for how you age. Even your skin health depends on your gut health. Everything depends on your gut health. And it is not ironical that I'm a doctor, so I have taken Hippocrates oath. You must have heard about him. So he, all those years back, he said all disease begins in the gut. It is his most famous statement. You can Google, anybody can Google this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now science is proving that actually. So I'm loving that. I love to discover science and yeah, connect the dots. I just my favorite thing to do.
Oh, wonderful. Of course. Of course. What's your non-negotiable daily habit?
First of all, we eat daily, we drink water daily, so we have to move daily. I'm a big health enthusiast. I've already told you I'm a marathon runner. So you have to move or exercise or daily. It has to exercise has to be in balance, and preferably you should get morning sunlight. You have to guard your sleep. I already talked a little bit about it. These things are like very very important, and I do it like I guard my money, I guard my sleep, I guard my morning sunlight, I guard my morning movement, I guard my even attention span. Like these days, even our attention span is being screwed by these apps. The notification settings, please turn off your notification settings.
Exactly.
Unless until I'm in my workplace, my notification settings are off, and I am on my phone because I'm a doctor, lots of patients all over the world. I always tell them, instead of calling me, WhatsApp me, because that gives me a so I was a big multitasker. I used to multitask so many things. I used to do, I still do. I'm not saying that
Mm.
I don't do, but the more
Mm.
I studied flow, I realized to get into flow state, you have to start with single focus task. Once you're already in flow state, then you can multitask and do 10 more times, because I already told you productivity enhances by 500%.
Yeah, 500%. Yeah.
But to get into more flow, you need to focus, razor sharp focus. And that is why OT is one of my favorite places where I go into flow naturally, because there is no second thought. Even if I had to post or think about a reel on Instagram or any damn thing in the world, when I walk inside the OT, I'm in flow automatically, because I'm razor sharp on only one thing, the patient, which is on the table.
Fantastic. Is there a lifestyle hack you use that people would be shocked to know actually works wonders in the gut?
See, gut is very personalized. One crazy thing which is working for me is eating more fermented food. So this is work for and everybody. I love South Indian, being a North Indian, and eating fermented rice with curry leaves is one of my biohacks, which gives me a biodiversity boost for my gut. And so biodiversity is everything, because conserve we have to conserve the biodiversity of our gut to stay healthy. So key things for people to listen: dahi is good, probiotics are good, but even consuming just dahi gives you
Mm.
a set of 3 or 4 good bacteria, to name maybe lactobacillus, bifidobacterium, and some subspecies of them. So if you're daily eating dahi, I'm not saying stop eating dahi, please continue eating your dahi, but the healthier you want to become, biodiverse your diet. Eat more chutneys. If it is summer season, eat drink kanjis, fermented beetroot drinks. Eat more
Mm.
kombuchas. Eat more South Indian. If you're
Mm.
traveling outside, eat kimchi. Eat sauerkrauts. So anything fermented is, different substances fermented have different good bacterias. Rather than
Wow.
just relying dahi, dahi is my favorite food in the world. If you want me to ask me one favorite food, it is curd for me. So
Mm.
curd is beautiful, but you have to keep the diversity of food in, specifically in fermented food. That is why best hack anybody would want to listen for their gut.
For their gut. Fantastic. Now, if you had to give another TED talk, what would the topic be?
Biohack your inner ocean, the blue mind code. That is the topic be. I'm just flowing with the going with the flow, I think. But yeah, biohack your inner ocean, the
Mm.
blue mind code.
Cool. If the human body is a universe, which part of it fascinates you the most?
I already briefly mentioned the vagus nerve, the gut brain connection nerve. It's like a
That's the one.
spiritual Wi-Fi connecting the mind, body, and emotions, and it truly is that. And so that brings me to the variables which I'm wearing.
The
This is
gut feeling as well, I think, is
yeah, gut feeling actually. So it depends
yeah.
if you master your vagal nerve, and so I track my these things by this is a aura ring, this is an ultra human ring, this is
Mm,
of course an Apple Watch, and this is a Whoop band. So I'm a crazy biohacker. I love to keep having my numbers, but
mm,
I do them with sane mind, with the blue mind as I call it, not the red mind, the stress mind, but the calm mind, because I always believe that you can't improve what you don't measure first things. So
mm,
vagal nerve is the parasympathetic. So it's for our audience, our nervous system is mainly divided into two parts. One is the involuntary and one is the voluntary. Let's
mm,
keep the voluntary nervous system outside because everybody knows voluntary. If we want to move our hand, I can move my hand. If I want to talk, I can speak. So
mm,
the involuntary nervous system is divided into sympathetic nervous system, which is the stress nervous system or the active nervous system, and the
mm,
parasympathetic nervous system, which is our calm or rest or digest nervous system. So I call the red mind the sympathetic nervous system, and the blue mind the calm mind. That is, now you get my next TED Talks a little bit orientation why I said that. So blue mind, and in current life, everybody's having anxiety issues. Everybody's constantly living in their red mind, thinking about
mm,
as soon as they get up, we see WhatsApp messages, ping, 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 notification, alarm clocks, all these things mess up with our attention span, again putting us into the red mind. Then we have children to take care, we have financial issues, so many issues. So everyone most of the times are living in their state of red mind.
mm,
Red mind or the sympathetic mind is not bad actually. If you truly ask me, it's good. It's the mind which in the OT, when I need alertness, meditating like a Buddha will bring me calmness but not alertness. Focus is through our sympathetic or the stress mind, but
mm,
we stay in a hyper focus, hyper flexible, hyper active state. That is the problem. So that is why current generation needs to balance it with the more blue mind activity, which is why I do underwater meditation. And this beautiful balance between the blue mind and the red mind, everything has to be balanced. I cannot, as I already mentioned, if there is a tiger who I'm walking in a jungle, if the tiger comes next to me, I cannot sit like a Buddha and meditate. He'll eat me probably.
and think, of
So,
course, yeah.
so I have to be active. So these things help in the balance, and this is measured by heart rate variability, which is why I'm measuring this, and in which also the ice baths contribute. It builds up resilience. So I'm connecting so many thoughts and so many things. So for listeners, if it is getting too overloaded, I think you can. It's worth an interview. You should listen it to twice so that you can jot down some,
Absolutely, absolutely.
because there are so
100%.
many scientific terms, too much depth,
Absolutely.
but I think it's worthwhile of them.
To Google it out. Absolutely. Now, when you're not saving lives or teaching gut science, where can we find you?
Scuba diving or underwater or in the wild or doing barefoot walks, barefoot run. Some days you may even find me hugging a tree or meditating underwater, as I already told you. So I am a big nature person. For me, I'm a deeply spiritual person and not a religious person at all. I get same energy, same vibration in a mosque, in a church, in a temple. It's not that
Yeah,
I'm Hindu, so I respect all Hindu gods. Shivji is my favorite, but I still get the same energy if I get into a church. So I have no idealism, mentality. I have just as I already told you, my biggest teacher is nature.
fantastic. Of course, of course. Shivji is my favorite as well.
Great.
So, yeah, three apps you use the most.
Apple Podcast, Apple Notes, and Duolingo, because I'm working on my neuroplasticity. I urge everybody to keep. Uh, Audible is also a great app which I use because I hear
Mm,
many books while running and
mm,
while traveling to maximize my time.
of course. Now, one health myth that you wish that people stop believing right now.
You need milk for calcium. You need milk to grow strong. Milk is good, but these days most milk sadly comes from processed foods and cows which have been injected with so many things. So don't we should stop relying on milk over much or too much unless you are very sure that the milk is coming from an
Of
organic.
course. Right.
Nature is much a healer. Green leaves, be in nature, spend more time in nature rather than just counting on milk. Being in nature early in the morning, in morning sunlight, brings into a state of optical flow when you go out for a walk early in the morning, and that brings more natural flow in life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, what's your guilty pleasure food when you're working at night as a doctor?
Dark
Is there
chocolate,
one?
dark chocolate with sea salt is the only thing which it comes to my mind. It's gut friendly indulgence.
Oh, fantastic. Yes, of course. If your life is a was a Netflix series, what would it be called?
No doubt, the Aquaman Biohacker, Flow State Chronicles can be some series of it. Aquaman Biohacker, because I call myself the Aquaman Biohacker, and even in Europe, many people now all over the globe call me that. And I recently released. I'm not any expert in AI. I wrote my own biohacking protocol, and I being a novice to AI, I just thought that let's try this. And in 2 hours, I made my own song. The song is called Go with the Flow, and it's available on all the platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, and it's my biohacking protocol.
Fantastic. We'll look it up and we'll also have it integrated here as well. Now, you've had 15 plus years in the field. What's been the most fulfilling part of this journey?
Seeing patients come back not just cured but even being transformed, inspired, and sadly there are so many patients which still come to me because I live in India, we live in Allahabad, so there is a mindset mentality that डॉक्टर साहब मेरे को सिर्फ दवा दे दीजिए, मेरे को सिर्फ टेम्परेरी ठीक, मतलब आई इवन एक्सप्लेनिंग, बट आई सी आई गिव माई root cause treatment not to everybody, whoever is ready with that mindset. And when I treat somebody with the root cause, and a person whom I have worked with 3 months for to cure reverse diabetes from the root cause, to
Mm,
reverse diseases like IBS and even
mm,
cancers, when they come back, cancer, as I already told you, the healing is not just surgery, chemotherapy, radiotherapy. There is so many things more also go along with
of
sound
course.
therapy, nature therapy, lots of
Mm,
things. So when they come back transformed, that is my biggest satisfaction.
absolutely. Now, what's that one message you would give to a young medical student or aspiring surgeon?
It's that always be inspired, always search your curiosity. You might have heard this word a lot of time from me, because curiosity drives passion, it drives motivation. Be a doctor, be a surgeon if you want to, don't force it. And uh, don't go choose the field that whichever is more profit, which is more profitable or which is more easy. Follow your intuition. It gives you the answer every time. It whispers, it may not scream, but if you ask, it will give you the answer.
Absolutely. And this is what a spiritual, see, since you said that you're a spiritual person, that's how you're answering this in those lines as well.
Mhm.
So if you could, so tell us about something that you would tell your younger self now.
I would just look at my younger self if I can, because parallel versions of reality actually live. So I would
Hmm.
just uh, be standing next to him and say, "Dude, did we actually did it? Are we actually living the life of our dreams?"
Wonderful, wonderful, excellent. So we'll jump to some comments reading segment
Okay.
where there was a couple of comments, which is couple of them were interesting.
So see, this video is very very close to my heart because
Of course.
this was my deepest blue mind moment.
Hmm.
Uh, Highly adaptive and evolved organism like an octopus sitting what I said in the video, literally waited for 5 to 10 minutes under the water. This was in Portugal when I was doing scuba diving. I was told by people there that octopuses here are friendly, but obviously patience is the game. So I waited, spotted an octopus, I waited next to it, and slowly it got curious. And animal like an octopus trusting you and coming on your hand. I'm right now also getting goosebumps because there are no answers to this. I totally surrendered to the universe. And the question, I am from medical field, it's definitely, so that is what the message I am wanting to deliver from this video, that being close to nature
It is.
naturally activates your parasympathetic nervous system. We have talked so much about it, the vagus nerve.
Absolutely.
It
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
your gut brain connection strongest. It makes you aware with life. And as a doctor, it makes me perform brilliantly. I already shared that as a surgeon and as a doctor, there are so many stresses in my life. I
Absolutely.
cannot take stress from a patient. I have to calm him down instead, even if it is he's stressful. So that can only happen if I'm calm from within. And my secret to that is nature.
Is nature. Fantastic. Next comment, Samim. I think that was a funny one. There was a typo there, which was yeah. Yeah, there was one which said, "Dad, nikalna band nahi honi chahiye." So we were a little once we were going through it. I think it should be teeth, but it was a funny comment. So we
Yeah,
were like,
this is these kinds of, it's good that people comment because that is the best part about social media. I am
absolutely.
I am frankly uh, I am very much in my blue mind, so I read, even there are some bad comments because people have that mindset, but I am just flow go with the flow, and so it's a funny comment. This is my photo with Ryan Fernando. He's a very famous celebrity nutritionist. He's my friend also. I met him at a Good Bug event, and yeah, me and him, we resonated quite a bit on many things, including gut health, including some detailed talks about gut microbiome. So I had a lovely time. This photo reminds me of that.
Fantastic, of course. Jump onto some rapid fire.
Mhm.
Most used phrase in the OT.
Let's stay focused. That's my favorite word. I keep telling everyone because it's a team. It's my mantra where I use this phrase to keep my team into focus and even in most intense moments.
Fantastic. One wellness trend you secretly love.
No doubt, cold plunges, ice plunge, and these biohacking glasses. By the way, these are super trend. It's obviously looks cool, but I don't just wear them for cool. There is, like, as we are giving an interview, so there is lights,
Mm.
screens. So whenever I'm working with lights, screens,
Mm.
and post sunset, I wear them. These are blue light blocking glasses.
Oh,
As
wow.
as
Okay.
we discussed earlier, also when we were hunter gatherers approach, we used to wake up with sunrise, we used to sleep after sunset. So we were in sync with our biology. I repeat, I told
Mm.
that time
Mm.
also. So
Mm.
this helps you to keep in sync with your biology. It boosts your metabolism. It enhances your sleep quality. Obviously, it costs something, but still, it is worth
Cool,
it.
of course. Of course. Now you just talked about ice plunges. I'm just a little curious because I know about Wim Hof who does that, but
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, do you is there like ice plunging stuff here as well, or do you just take
So
ice baths?
Wim Hof's daughter Laura is my friend.
Okay.
I met her at one of the conferences. I have been doing it since in a hack created by me. So these ice chest freezers, there is one way you can purchase ice and sit in and put in an ice bath, but that is a very un-environment friendly way of it, non-energy efficient way of it, because you
Mm-hmm.
get an ice slab, you put in a bathtub probably, the
Mm.
ice melts, the energy is wasted, and you don't get
Yeah.
benefits also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, you can purchase ice chillers, which outside India they use very often in various spas and wellness retreats.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
those cost around like 3 lakhs Indian currency. So what
Mm-hmm.
I developed this hack on my own. I purchased a Daikin or a Godrej. You can even go for Godrej chest freezer where people sell ice creams in, like a
Ah,
big, like bigger than this table, like 400
right.
liters. I fill water, connect to electricity, and there is ice all around, and there is cold water. There are some days I do it with different waters, so I don't have a fixed protocol. It's good to keep challenging your brain. If
Mm.
some things becomes easy, it stops acting also. So some days there are ice all around me. Some days the water is 0 degrees. Some days the water is 2 degrees. I am scientifically making a protocol for people to follow this. And sadly, I have that ice chest freezer at my home. I use
Mm-hmm.
judicially and maybe mix it with my infrared sauna also to use
Mhm.
it at my home. And that's my one of the main recovery protocols. And it's been a couple of years, and it has changed the game for me. I was always a overachiever. I was always a multitasker, as I already told you.
You said that, yeah.
I was always running in life. I was
Mm.
running after this, that,
Mm.
doing this. In my mind, I was always running. What ice bath has done to me, apart from the physical recovery and the physical benefits which all athletes and which people promote on social media,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a secret thing which nobody, I don't know why, is not talking about. It's about mental resilience, spiritual resilience, and emotional resilience.
Fantastic.
By God's grace, I'm mentally, emotionally, and spiritually unshakable from inside. And I contribute this entirely to ice baths. Because
Wow.
if you
Okay.
do them daily, may not be daily, maybe 5 times a week, or do
Mm.
it regularly, it's like choosing your pain. If you choose your pain, then you master it. Then you master
Absolutely.
resilience.
Wow. That's a very, very powerful line. Absolutely. If you choose your pain, you master it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Scrubs or suits?
Scrubs, suits don't save lives.
That's true. True, true, true. What's a weird question that was asked by one of your patients?
One patient asked me, "Can you put a six-pack after surgery in my abdomen?"
Wow, that was a good one. What was your answer?
Obviously, no. It doesn't. It's
No,
not how it works. Like,
of course. What's your superpower?
my superpower is water. That is why I call myself the Aquaman Biohacker, because water teaches you so many things in life. Whenever you face difficulties, just be water and think, what will water do? If an obstacle is there, the water will keep on flowing. If there are three paths, water will distribute itself in the three paths. And if you are able to
True,
flow,
true.
that is my main superpower.
Fantastic. Rewind button or pause?
Always pause. Remind takes you to the overthinking mind, and you keep on thinking what you can't change. Pause and soak in the gratitude of life, the gratitude of our breath, the gratitude of being alive.
True. Have you ever cried after a case?
Definitely, when there was a time when I lost one of my young patients, so I cried.
Hmm.
Now I have become more emotionally resilient, so I don't now show emotions out loud every time. But now then, definitely, when I'm more connected to nature, I still get goosebumps, and I sometimes cry during my runs when I'm feeling very connected to nature.
Absolutely. That happens. That happens to a spiritual person. A medical invention you wish existed.
Medical invention, I think aqua lungs, if we can somehow, I think I'm thinking of genuinely working on this to
Hmm.
invent a thing where we can actually breathe underwater.
Ah, wow. Who's your go-to person for grounding advice?
My daughter my daughter, she's 8 years old. She's
Oh,
and ice baths is definitely the device which I go for grounding.
wow. A moment that tested your patience, but you're grateful for it.
COVID days, when there was COVID everywhere. COVID surgeries were difficult, but it was patiently difficult for everybody, I think. But that's where my resilience started to build. That was my years where I started working on my resilience.
Fantastic. And what's next for Dr. Arpit?
Keep going with the flow and changing the world, connecting, being a bridge between medicine 3.0 and medicine 2.0, connecting more people to nature and biohacking, uh, with the
Is there
intention
a book
that
coming up?
definitely, I don't want to say too much about
No,
it.
no, that's fine. That's fine.
There's a book
I
coming.
mean, just by talking to you, I think that you should definitely, yeah, that should be your next move as well.
I'm already on it.
Fantastic. I think, Arpit, for today, we have actually, it was fantastic talking to you.
Mhm.
And I believe I've covered most of the things. And in case there's something that my team needs, they will reach out to you.
Sure, sure.
And So if you can tell us a few words how you like talking to global influencers, how it would be wonderful.
It was a very interactive and a very session in flow. So I'm happy to be associated with global influencers. And I think this is just our start. This interview is not just one thing which we are going to do together. I
Absolutely.
always believe in universal synchronicities. And
Me too.
I'm a very, very busy person. And I just usually say yes to a lot of things. But after that, sometimes when I'm really busy, it doesn't work out. So I believe that if things work out, they are meant to be, and there are bigger things involved. Bigger things can be doing something together, opening a company together, or bringing maybe just 5 smiles to people. That is also a big thing to do together.
Absolutely. God, you made my day by saying that. Wonderful. It was lovely talking to you, Arpit, and all the best for everything in life.
Thank
And,
you so
and
much.
big hugs to your daughter.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye-bye. Take
Bye.
care. Yeah. Bye.